Massive news, Multiversus fans. Coming from the official Player First Games Twitter account, we now know that Multiversus is collabing with one of the biggest named brands in the entire world, which is the NHL, also known as the National Hockey League. And this event will be taking place on April 14th at 3:30 Eastern. Now, two questions are going to arise from this, right? One, what does this even mean for Multiversus? How is them collabing with the NHL? How is this beneficial? And then question B, how does this event even work? Like, if I wanted to, can I participate in it? Can I watch it? Like, how does this work? Well, to answer the first question, for starters, this is Multiversus starting its marketing for the game, which is one of the main two things that we've all been asking for. As a Multiversus fan, since January 1st rolled over on the calendar, it's 2024, so hashtag year of Multiversus, right? One of two things we've been asking for: official game news and marketing better ramp up because we don't want this game to fail. Now we're getting the marketing. They're partnering with the NHL. And I will go into more details about why this is absolutely massive and how this has kind of been done in a different sport and how big of a success that was. More details on that in just a second. But now that the marketing's starting to kick up, there's some people in the Multiversus community that are acting a little bit too whiny about this. Like, but I don't like hockey. Who cares? Sit down and shut up. Enjoy the marketing that the game is finally starting to do. It's promoting itself. It's getting its name out there for more people to participate in, for more people to know what it is. This is good for the game. Just because it's not directly marketed to you specifically doesn't mean this is a bad thing. I've been seeing a bunch of really bad takes on online the past 24 hours about this. It's like, y'all want Multiversus to succeed, and then you come over here and start complaining that, oh, they're partnering with the NHL. This is stupid. Like, again, sit down and shut up and enjoy what we're getting, right? But then the second question, let's answer that. How does the event work? The details are actually really cool. So here's how it works. I'll let you read it if you want to, but the main takeaways from this is it's going to be like before the game takes place, there's going to be a special team selection of a draft, if you will, like if you're drafting players to a team. And it's going to consist of Multiversus icons, which is actually cool. This is how the game gets incorporated with the NHL here. So it's going to happen on NHL on TNT's post-game coverage of, I guess, the Sabres and the Red Wings. So that'll be cool to see that take place. Get the draft one day, and then the very next day you get the game. But the animation presentation for the Avalanche and the Golden Knights, it's going to use like this, I guess, innovative NFL edge tracking technology. Basically, it's going to recreate the game, but it's going to be fully animated with Multiversus characters. And then we get to see that happen in real time. So whatever's happening in the actual game, we will have a different screen with Multiversus animated characters skating around on a hockey rink doing the exact same thing. This is actually massive for the game. It's so massive, in fact. Okay, before I get to that, here's a little video that they put out just to kind of demonstrate the idea of how this is going to work. So let me play that clip for you guys real quick. So I want to compare this event that Multiversus and the NHL are doing to something that very similarly happened in the NFL, the National Football League. They did something like this back in, I believe it was October. They did a Fun Day Football. It was between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Atlanta Falcons, and it was a Toy Story themed football game. It was the exact same thing that the NHL is doing. A live broadcast of the game, but it's going to be animated in a certain way. Those had real players, but animated, if you will. Multiversus is getting their actual characters integrated into this, so they're taking this one step further. They're making this a little bit more enjoyable and interesting. But the fact that the NFL did this, let me show you some numbers. I've always said I'm a number guy, so let's back this up. Why is this a massive deal, partnering with the NHL and doing this type of event, this type of collaboration? So we have to look at viewing numbers, broadcast numbers, if you will. What's the average viewer count per NHL game, or let's even look at the NFL, if you will. So first, let's look at this from last year's Stanley Cup playoffs. where it says they averaged about 610,000 viewers across ESPN and ESPN2, which is up 15%. So this is from last year, right? This was a good number. Numbers are going up, views are going up. And why do I bring up the Stanley Cup playoffs? Because the NHL season right now is wrapping up, meaning it's going in towards the Stanley Cup playoffs. More viewers, more eyes are going towards the product of the NHL, and now they have this fun, different sort of broadcast that they're doing with the Multiversus crew. This is getting more eyes on Multiverses as well. Plus, just a fun, different way to watch the game. Like, who doesn't want like something a little bit different? Like, show me something fun and different, and I will be on there. But the point is, NHL, the Stanley Cup playoffs around this time of year, averaging 610,000 viewers. That's pretty good. And they can even get over 1 million viewers per game, imagine getting 1 million views on a YouTube video. I'm still wondering what that's like, but that's not what the point is. So let's compare that to the NFL. Their average viewership per game, 17.9 million viewers per game on average from this past season. Now, the NFL has a much wider reach and much wider audience than the NHL, but again, to compare it to major sports brands, and they're doing some pretty similar idea with these broadcasts, right? So you take the NFL and their Toy Story themed thing that they did. Well, take a look at this. Take a look at this headline. The Toy Story Fun Day football sets Disney Plus and ESPN Plus viewership records. People were going out of their way to tune into this NFL Toy Story theme type of game. This was massive. This was during the regular season. We're not even mentioning the thing that happened with the Super Bowl and the SpongeBob crew, right? That was another massive deal. I think that had like over 40 million people watching that. Again, it's a Super Bowl, but the point is people will go out of their way to watch what they already love, but in a slightly different way. Like, this is massive for the game. So again, the numbers, sure, NFL has a lot more viewers than the NHL, but the point is NHL still has hundreds and hundreds of thousands, if not over 1 million viewers per game around this time of the season, and that's just many more eyes that could go onto the Multiversus product, right? For example, who doesn't want to see, just on the off chance, who doesn't want to see Bugs Bunny playing hockey against Batman, or, you know, Rick Sanchez facing off against the Iron Giant, or something like that? That catches people's attention, that gets people talking, and as Multiversus fans, isn't that what we want for the game? We want more eyes, we want more players, we want more people talking about this game because we want it to be a success. So it kind of bums me out when I see some people online over the past 24 hours going, you know, this Multiversus NHL thing, it's not really good. What do you mean it's not good? This is massive for the game. Just because you might not be a hockey fan, or just because you might not be a sports fan, doesn't mean this is bad news or this is just lame altogether. No, I'm not the biggest hockey fan. I will be honest. And I come from the state of hockey, so I'm not the biggest hockey fan, but I can at least see that this is huge for the game. The game is doing what we want. Like I mentioned earlier, one of two things we've been asking for: official news, and let's see some marketing. Hey, we're seeing marketing, so why are we complaining about what we've been asking for? Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? Some people think you can, but then they still complain about it somehow. I don't get it, but back on track. The point is, this collab with the NHL is going to be very big for the game, very massive, hopefully for the NHL as well, but all in all for Multiversus, because that's what we talk about on the channel, this can only be looked at as a massive positive. And who doesn't want that, right? At the end of the day, we're all a part of the same community, even if there are a couple people that are starting to whine about some stuff. Like, we don't want to be the community that whines about everything, then gets what we asked for, and then still whine about it. We're not being them people. We're not being that group. If you are, get out of the community right now. We don't need you. We don't need that kind of negative energy around here, all right? So the point is, this is big for the game. So let's just enjoy what we're getting, even if you might not be a fan of it. You still got to recognize that this is good. I mean, how can you not see that?